Hello everyone, my name is Jez, and welcome back to What If Deku Was a Scientist? Where we left off, Zuko became the, or no, actually, the scientist, or Zuko, went over to the court doctor's lab because he knew that he takes or he knew that he was working with All for One Hun on doing the taking quirks and fusing them to create Nomus. So he ends up decides to say, well, you're her evil schemes thing, or the taking quirks and plus giving them or fusing them into creating these Nomus like what he do has to stop. No. Ah, I know that you're always the brains behind the. You knew what to do compared to those others. Huh, yes. But surprisingly, you can't become, or you chose not to become a hero. You became you are a scientist. That's you. Yeah, so Zuko, and this is part two, I forgot to mention. So yeah, Zuko was basically says, yeah, but you need to learn that I'm this with or without the quirks or powers. I'm the smartest and wisest person. I am not like those pro heroes that you was. Some of them are dumber than others, but that's okay. As, well, it's time for you to die. As as the court doctor pulls out the gun, and right before he pulls the trigger, the monster, grabs his arm and twists it all the way to, like, he actually broke the court doctor's arms as he says, I'll give you two choices. On one hand, and or first option is turn yourself in, and the second option is to who 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 have him devour you. And no need to who, because as he says, as he looks at the security camera and tells him that the he Zuko, or because before he went over, I forgot to mention, he, or like way before, of course, let's say the quirk doctor, or no, let's say him, he's, of course, Zuko tells him that I'm just gonna say Zuko, but his Dub Morning ladies, my name is Chaz, and welcome back. And sorry about that. My phone had no more storage, so yeah, Zuko basically told the detective that if you who want me to find out who's like stealing quirks out of and creating these or finding the Nomu's makers, I will do it for you. As Zuko, as the detective says, okay, if you find any of those Nomus, we'll make sure okay? And make sure you have video evidence. Yes, please, please do. Okay? And Zuko says, okay. So then he looked at the camera and says, how about this? Wait, who are you talking to? Well, or to the detective that is watching right now. The only person that hacked into your system and knew that you were making these Nomus because you and All for One, or because it was your idea. Am I right? Yes. It was me the entire time. And I also know that you, who do have fire breathing quirk, you just don't know it's actually because I lied to Zuko, or I lied to more people. Huh. Well, thank goodness you're telling the truth. And easy way out is number one. So, as he turns his head, how's that for intimidation? As Zuko, or as the detective and the SWAT team came in with the pro heroes, Endeavor says, good job, kid. You already knew where he was at, didn't you? Huh. Well, when me and him first met, or when he came to the facility, or my experiment room, to help I was creating a serum for All Might if he ever got super sick. Huh. Yeah, so Endeavor's like, huh. As the detective's like, huh. You did have a quirk. It's as, yeah. Let's say, yeah, so Zuko wasn't like, he wasn't like, oh, Zuko Midoriya, aka Japanese scientist Deku, went or wanted for Miss Murdered. Yeah, that one. Zuko, no, actually wasn't. As he says that, there's two different types of how to make monsters. You who use quirks, herks, to create these monsters. And I use science. That's different from using quirks. That's why. And plus, you just, they're easily to dispose of, or you usually use them to create more chaos and confusion. But I don't see them as weapons. I see them as my own kids. Hey? Yeah. So, yeah, before. So, as Endeavor knows that he took or Zuko took out his anger on the doctor, because when he knew that the court doctor wasn't because he tells, or he could tell that Zuko isn't the only person that could easily snap his fingers, everyone dies. I'm joking, not really. So yeah, Zuko says to him that because they know that as he says, that's out of my system. So as he knows that, because he's a smart one, he did read all the files on all the pro heroes, wrote them down on a piece of paper. Or he tells Endeavor that, do you miss your, like, mother? Huh. Well, as Endeavor says, well, he died, so. Huh. As he knew what his favorite drink is. Like soda, he gave Endeavor soda so that as they both like start drinking sodas, as Zuko tells him that I might be because Zuko created a device of, if Zuko, or if a person has a power, not a quirk, but actual power, and he's 100%, or he's at 100% on both infinity and zero. Like, literally, his body, when he tells an Endeavor that I have fire manipulation, and I also have the destructive power of infinity and zero. As Endeavor and couldn't believe that Zuko is, or scientist is the most powerfulest man in the entire universe. As he says, you should be a hero. With all this stuff, you didn't need the fire manipulation quirk. If you were quirkless with that much power, you could have just joined the UA. Why didn't you? As he says, I have no memories of it. I had no intentions of it either. As as an Endeavor could tell that the Zuko wasn't like lying because his tone of voice could sense that he yeah, Zuko could be, as Endeavor like not lectures him, but more like, dude, you create all these monsters and you also have the power to like of infinity and zero, and you also have a quirk called the fire manipulation, and you still don't want to become a hero? What's wrong with you? As I just don't feel like it. Maybe if I was, or if, as he kept saying, if Zuko was here, he would have just thought about the, because the scientist, because after Inko took away his memories, he developed a new personality but the new personality is like more focused on science, creating creatures that help the humanity exceed to a new world order. And he also creates, as he comes, or he knows, or everyone knows him from the entire world, as he's also solved the world hunger. He stopped the war from happening. He also became a lot more popular. His popularity skyrocketed. And he's not even a pro hero. Yeah, so then the day came. Inko, oh, finally walks up to the scientist est here and tells him that she wants her son back because she didn't want the she didn't want him to have popularity went through the roof. Because that would make everyone, and he thinks that everyone should, or everyone thinks that he should run the entire world. But Zuko doesn't want that. He just wants to help people slowly. As Zuko was the scientist, as he ends up telling them that that Zuko who is no more in this world. So that he no longer exists. Because I also know that you were the one that took away his memories, didn't you? As she says, yes, I did. And you knew that from the beginning, didn't you? As Zuko says, he was weak, or Zuko was weak, so he didn't want you to end, or so, yeah. So Inko says, I know that Zuko, I raised to be wants to be a pro hero. When he was just 3 years old, I remember asking him that what thing do you want to be when you got your quirk? I want to be a hero, just like how All Might is. As Zuko, or scientist Zuko, says, well, so then the quirk doctor lied to you, about him not having a quirk. Because he had the same quirk as his sister, that she doesn't remember him. Yeah, so Zuko, as Inko understands that that she wants her son back, and she doesn't want this calm, cool collective can't be a hero mood. Because that's what his personality is. Zuko kept telling his mother, or Zuko keeps telling Inko that Zuko couldn't become a hero because he was quirkless, but in reality he had a quirk. But somehow he moved the quirk around. So, yeah. And Zuko, or as, yeah, Inko says, huh, yeah, but my little Zuko, he had a heart to, you know, basically wanted to be a hero. As she walks away, and you're no Zuko. Oh. Yes, that's correct. I am not. I'm a scientist. Have a nice day. As Zuko been like locked away in his laboratory, his anger, because his stress level of why he can't remember his own family, as he keeps skyrocketed. Yeah, so as he works day and night, as he says that as his stress level in his blood string was getting to that point. So so he's basically created like antidotes. He created everything known to man. He even created like quirk restoring bullets or quirk restoring needles. He even created the enough of so that as he couldn't like yeah, so that's why Zuko sat down as there was some serious bags underneath his eyes, as he says that that he needs to keep working. He needs to figure out how to like helps others. Yeah, so he is like basically in order and plus in order to restore his memories back to his full self, because because his his memories got stolen away or like taken away because yeah, Azuko was basically is now a as yeah, he didn't want fame or glory, as he still helps people, but his stress level is skyrocketed. Soon he'll be dead because all that stress that will kill him off. As he tells himself that he needs to he's been working day and night with no sleep, and he's creating more and more. Surprisingly, he's not knocked out, as he tries so hard to, like, because since then he worked so hard that he's about to die. As he tells himself, because he's only at like 16, or no, yeah, 23. Let's say 23. And yeah. Or like, yeah. So Zuko needed to, or because he's thinking about restoring his memories by himself so that he can't and just go to his mother or into his old life. Hey? Because he couldn't control him. Yeah. Zuko was that kind of person. But one day, Astashi came in, and what he saw, that he created, let me tell you the number of how many times Zuko created a serum to cure every problem in the entire universe. Yeah, infinity stuff. As Zuko, as Sashi walks up, as he turns Zuko around, and he had bags underneath his eyes, and he looked scary, that he needed to keep working. As Zuko says, or as Asashi says, oh crap, this isn't good. As Asashi could sense that Zuko is under a lot of stress. So, because, yeah. As Zuko, because, yeah, pro heroes, and he's about to die soon. As the monster doctor says, or no, the destroyer tells him that he's been under a lot of stress since we had the last visitor was Inko Home, I believe her name was. And he's about to, or after the visit, of course, scientist is wants to help more people, if that means that if it could kill him. As as Sashi couldn't believe that the Zuko is about to die. So yeah, Zuko. So Sashi decides to knock him out, and he tells him that he needs to rest, please. As please, as Inko or as Sashi is like literally begging him to also to stop. Like Zuko wouldn't, or he says Zuko would never do that. To kill, trying to help others in need, if that means to kill his own life off. You have to live, Zuko, or you have to live, scientist. As it was a serious bad effect of as Sashi tells him, or as he puts his hand on Zuko's head, you're burning up. You please something up. As Inko or Sashi couldn't believe that Inko's quirk of taking away Zuko's memories is about to kill him. Some of you are probably shaking in your little boots. It's that Zuko's gonna die? Yeah, so yeah. Sashi had to do something because Inko's, or he noticed when that Zumi wasn't like badly affected by her mother's quirk, but with their son, when taking away his memories and he became a scientist, he took it more painfully than anyone in the world, because he keeps telling himself that he needs to do more. He needs, as he passed out from an exhaustion, as Sashi was panicking, like as Zuko, as he tells him that you need to please stop. this. As Zuko's murmur, or like in his unconscious body, he tells himself, or he keeps repeating the words as so his heart is about to explode. Because how stressed Zuko is. And Zuko, who, as the destroyer, the one that I showed you earlier, him tells him that his heart's gonna explode. And as when Asashi heard that, he called the hospital thing to Lang. And he also called Inko and told her that that she needs to give him back his memories. Right now. Before. And when Asashi told her that the science, or the Zuko, or yes, I'll just say Zuko, is slowly dying. As when Inko heard that, she literally sobbed her eyes out as she couldn't believe that her own son's about to get killed by, or slowly dying. As so Zumi was at school, and Inko actually Zumi, let's say, as the court doctor, the doctors tells him he only has 3 hours to live. As Inko couldn't believe that her own son is about to be dead. And so Zuko is basically about to die. As Inko showed up, and she ends up using her power to give him back his memories. And but it was too late. He was gone. His heart finally gave up. As Inko starts to cry, so does Sashi, whom believe that the world's top scientist was dead. Some of you are probably like, Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Man. In of course, the monster, the destroyer one, he he knows that there's he remembers him telling him that if anything happens to me, eh, this is and my heart explodes. There's a spare heart that's similar or that is same. Okay? And he flew, or actually he told the fire and ice there's a and fire and ice lizard walks. He grabs the heart, fresh heart the that is the same thing as Zuko's. Oh, as a as Zuko or as Destroyer breaks off his tooth, or actually to open up him because he's seen him many times before. As he used his hand, the one that's on that hand, to grab Zuko's heart that exploded, and mind off Manon as the fire and ice means. That's his name actually. Ran and fast. He ran so fast as he puts the fresh heart into Zuko's body and seals it up. As Zuko's body as the Grim Reaper was about to take his soul away, but instead the Destroyer looked at the Grim Reaper right in the eyes and tells him that I'll be taking my father back. As, yeah, he was, yeah. Plus, if you want someone's soul to go to the underworld, here. As he takes he actually, one of the crooks, or actually, let's say one time a villain that had a most powerfulest soul was trying to break into the laboratory, and Destroyer killed him. And he says, "Here you go, trade ya." As Zuko's soul is now back into his body, they used electricity to pump his chest, like again, as Zuko's was dead, but not exactly, as Zuko's heartbeat, or actually the Zuko was or inside of him, the power is reconnecting his heart. So yeah, so when it reconnected, he came back to life. As he says, "What flippin' just happened?" As he woke up in the grave. As Zuko woke up in the grave, he came back to life. And as he looks around, what happened? I remember at the age of 3, or at the age of 4, my mother took away my memories. Then now, I'm woke up in the cemetery. As Zuko walks, as the destroyer could sense that as the destroyer walks or flies right in front of him, as Zuko landed on his butt. "Who are you?" As Zuko says, "I'm Destroyer, your creation." As he's wiping his head, as he doesn't remember him creating him, as Zuko says, "Okay, I don't remember me creating you." That's all oh, my apologies. Or, of course, Zuko was as they took him back to his laboratory, as he remembers, as he says, or in his recording before, as he says, "Hello, Zuko. My name is Scientist. I'm Scientist." And please wait for part 3.